Hey guys, I'm back with another game from the first round of the Chess Olympiad in Batumi, Georgia. So this time it's a game between Wesley So and Alvarez Sanchez. So Alvarez Sanchez is a FIDE Master from Panama, and he is rated at 2391, so quite a strong FIDE Master. So Wesley So playing on board 1 for the number 1 seeded team. Wesley had white in this game, and Sanchez had the black pieces. So without further ado, let's dive right into the game. Wesley opens with e4, we have c5, knight to f3, d6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3, a6, the knight of variation. Here Wesley plays f3, we have e5, knight b3, bishop to e6, bishop e3 developing, bishop to e7, queen to d2, so maybe white is going to castle queenside and push on with g4, h4. Here h5 from Sanchez, so this momentarily discourages white from pushing forward on the king side with g4. We have knight to d5, so Sanchez captures that strong knight. E takes d5, knight b to d7, and here knight to a5 from Wesley. So this attacks the pawn, and as black you don't really want to push a move like b5, because that simply allows white to plant his knight on c6, and this is quite unpleasant for black. So here Sanchez plays queen to b8, defending this pawn, and also this vacates the d8 square for the bishop. So bishop can come to d8 and trade off this knight, or it can come to b6 and trade off with this strong dark square bishop of white's. Here Wesley plays c4, so solidifying his pawn on d5. We have bishop to d8, rook to c1, and here black castles kingside. Bishop to e2 from Wesley, so now he's preparing to castle. Bishop to b6, we have bishop takes b6, knight takes b6, and you can see this knight here is very annoying for black because this queen is sort of tied down to the defense of b7. White castle, we have rook to e8, so black is hoping to gain some counterplay at some point by pushing e4. And also e4 would vacate the e5 square for this knight, so the knight can bounce around, knight d7, followed by knight to e5. Sorry. We have b4 from Wesley, so white might break in the future with c5, and this would create a passed pawn. Queen to a7 from black, so threatening some discoveries with the knight. So the king steps out of the way. We have knight b to d7, so preparing to reroute maybe to e5 later after a move like e4. Bishop d3, so Wesley puts this bishop on a better diagonal. Rook a to c8, so here black will try his best to prevent white from pushing forward with c5. a4 from Wesley, e4 from black, so now he is trying to get some counterplay. So this actually drops a pawn, but if black sits around and does nothing, then he is going to be in quite a bit of trouble. We have f takes e4, knight takes, queen to f4, so with a double attack on the knight and on f7. So here knight d to f6, bishop takes e4, and here obviously not knight takes because that allows queen takes f7. So rook takes, and here Wesley grabs the pawn on d6. Queen takes d6. So Sanchez brings his queen into the game, queen to d4 with ideas of forming a queen-rook battery on the second rank. Rook c to d1, queen to b2, queen to b6, so threatening to take on b7 with an attack on the rook. Here the best try for black in this position would be rook to h4. So if queen takes b7, you play rook to f8, and moves like knight to g4 and queen to e5 are coming for black, so this is starting to look quite tricky for white. And here, if instead of capturing on b7, you play queen to f2, which is probably the best move, then black has rook takes h2. and not king takes h2, because then knight g4 would win the queen. So here king to g1, queen takes b4, queen to f5, so this attacks the rook. This rook is also under fire, so after rook to e8, king takes h2, queen takes a5, and black is down an exchange. He has a knight and a pawn for a rook, but this is probably his best chance in this position. So rook to h4 would be a more challenging try for black, but here instead of rook to h4, rook to e2. So queen takes b7 comes with an attack on this rook, and this rook will be captured with check. So here rook c to e8, and here d6 from Wesley, so opening up a defense on g2. We have rook 8 to e4, so this blocks the queen. And here d7 from Wesley, so threatening to simply queen the pawn. Rook takes g2, we have d8 queen with check, king to h7, and here Wesley gives up his queen for the rook. Queen takes e4. Sanchez plays knight takes e4. We have queen to h4 from Wesley, so looking at the knight, the pawn, and also defending h2. Queen to e2 from black, trying to keep everything together. But unfortunately here, rook d to e1 seals the deal for Wesley. So if the queen moves, then simply capture this knight. And this forces an exchange of pieces. Black has to play queen to g4, and then simply trade everything off. And here white is up a full rook, so this is easily winning. And here if you try knight to f2, well, that simply doesn't work, because now this rook is undefended, simply king takes g2. A very nice and in control game from Wesley. The move knight to a5 is very interesting, and it definitely caused black quite a bit of issues with his piece activity. I hope you enjoyed this game, and do subscribe for more updates on the Chess Olympiad. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.